Now, let's get to an interesting and twisted issue. And I've got another one for you that we got to think about. But first of all, Waller. I they don't have to tell us the injury, but he's got an injury. Something's going on because today he was asked about Waller because today when Mike McDaniel had his press conference, asked about Waller, he goes, well, I don't know if we want to get his first practice in when it's a scrimmage against Chicago that's coming up now. Well, dude, that's what the last couple of weeks were. To get him involved in the first couple of days without any pads, have him run routes, all that kind of stuff, then put on pads, then start having days with pads, days without pads. He's an older player. You can give him some days off. So now we're at a point where you're bullshitting us that, well, we can't get him in because, his first practice is going to be bro, this guy's 33. This guy has played in the NFL. We're not talking about a slapdick that's never been in the NFL. We're not talking about some journeyman that's hung around 3 practice squads the last 3 or 4 years. We're not talking about a kid you just drafted out of college. We're not talking about a kid that is removed from Division III 2 years ago and you've been bringing him along. We're not talking about Brian Matos, which I'm just using him as an example, like a really raw player or something. All those examples I gave you, I've been around for a while. Okay, I can kind of understand what's going on. Birmingham Airport shuts runway and puts flights on hold due to aircraft incident. Anyway, so I can understand all of that, but that's not the case here. We're talking about a guy that was doing crazy ass workouts. He is in wicked shape. And then all of a sudden he gets here and he's not ready to do simple practices. So either he's injured or I'm going to venture in places that are a little bit touchy, okay? This is a guy that mentally has been unstable. He's been a mentally unstable person. Is he having trouble with adjusting and playing football again or something? So what is it? Because it's not the bullshit you're selling us. Okay? It's not the bullshit you're selling us. I've been around the block 100 times. So that doesn't fly on this show. Okay? Everybody else may have to play some game. I don't have to play this game. And I don't play the game. So you're bullshitting me. You're absolutely lying about Darren Waller because everything you're describing is completely the opposite. You had your chance to put him in situations. If he's injured, say it. Hey, he's injured. We got to, okay. And I get it. Maybe they don't want to say he's injured because, then now this is the bigger version of Odell Beckham, which it kind of is. He's injury prone. He's mentally unstable. He's got a lot of athletic ability. It's an absolute reach. It's the same shit. Same shit. So either you don't want to admit that this guy, you're working on his psyche and try because somehow he has psyched himself out of, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. And so you're bullshitting everybody else and trying to buy time, or he's injured. One of the two. It's one of the two. That's where I'm at with the Waller. It's not what they're telling you, because what they're literally telling you makes no sense. Because since you said he's not injured, you could have had him in for the last couple of weeks in moments where you had no contact, no nothing, and he could run routes and do all that. You're not doing it. So that tells me there's something either mentally going on with the young man or he's injured. But, the bullshit you're selling, I'm not buying. I'm not buying, and I'm going to make sure that the people that tune into this platform are well informed and educated, and make sure that they aren't stupid and, follow the sheep, because what you're telling me is a lie. You don't want to tell me what's going on because you don't have to, but soon you will. If you can't get him on the field, soon you're going to have to open up, or he's going to have to open up. If he's having some personal issues, then, hey, man, then okay. I get it. You kind of want to dance around it at the moment. You can, but eventually you're going to have to come clean. And you're going to have to make a decision, because if this guy can't take the field now, he's not going to be ready for week 1. Let's talk about that. So this guy can't practice when it's the easiest part of the football season, but he's going to be ready for week 1. That's the bullshit the agent's selling me now. And that's the bullshit the Dolphins are selling me. Come on, dude. I'm not believing any of that. I'm just not. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. When he said today, well, we don't want his first practice to be a scrimmage. Dude, this is not a slapdick. So you could get him out there and start practicing him. You don't even have to have him facing physical. You can have him in individual drills. You can have him on one-on-ones. And then if you want to, down the line, you start getting him in, but you're not working him in that at all in any way, shape, or form. So that tells me there's something more to it. Either he's injured or mentally he's having some kind of a block, and why he can't, because this doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to speak my piece, and I'm going to tell you what I think, because I just go by logic and my experience of doing this thing for 3.5 decades. There's no way that anything you're telling me makes any sense.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.